Hello everybody, welcome. We're doing a modern gameplay today. We have Harley Small? I don't know how to pronounce his last name, I really should. I've never asked him. Uh, playing Rakdos Vampires, and on the left we have Zach Rothweiler, who's playing Boros Burn. That'll be updated a little bit. He's got a shock and a monastery Swift Spear, and he's going to attack in for one, as you tend to do in those Burn or Prowess style decks. Yep, there it is, Boros Burn. Uh, if I sniffle at all today, I'm going to apologize because I have a little bit of a cold, I think. I'm not an adult enough. I'm not enough of an adult to be able to, like, identify if I have a cold or not. I just think I do. I'm also not going to lie to you. A lot of cards in Harley's deck, I don't know what they do. I know that one, when it ETBs, you ping your opponent for 1 damage and you make a blood token. Blood token is sack it, discard a card, and you draw a card. I think it does one other thing. I can find that out for us as we watch the gameplay. Zach's just gonna lava spike Harley from 1916. Yeah, Harley's deck is pretty cool. He told me right before round 1 what he was going to play, or what he was playing for the tournament. I was like, oh, so I have to put you on stream round 1 in, because I wanna put cool stuff on stream. Like, why wouldn't I want to put cool stuff on stream? Let's see. Yep, tap, discard a card, sack this artifact, draw a card. Okay, it's pretty simple. Harley's making good use of those fast lands right there. And he's going to... it's a checklist card. I do not know which card he is playing. Half of his cards are from Crimson Vow. This is like the hard part of like commentating new stuff is sometimes you just don't know what they do. I think this is the one when it dies, it makes a blood token. Let's go sort by black uncommons in the set and see if we can find something. It's funny, I had like picked a different table to take for the tournament. I was like, I'll just take this one. It's not that. It's not a fruit one. Not that. Maybe it's not an uncommon, and maybe I'm just a dummy head. I think I'm just a dummy head. I don't know why I thought it was uncommon. Zach's just doing burn things, using a bolt to pop a creature. Yep, see, when it dies, it makes a blood token. I don't know the name of it. I'm gonna find out because I'm curious. It's not Gluttonous Cast. Not Blood Creed Socialite. There really only like 13 black commons in the set? That can't be right. Maybe it's a rare? I will find this card. It's not important at all, but I want to know what it is. I was going to use a polluted delta to fetch out a swamp. Okay, I think it was Voldaren Bloodcaster. Flying whenever Voldaren Bloodcaster or another non-token creature control dies, create a blood token. Whenever you create a blood token, if you control 5 or more, you transform it. And it's the one that transforms into Bloodbat Summoner. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, up to 1 target blood token you control becomes a 2/2 black bat creature with flying and haste in addition to the other types. So Harley's going to play the Underworld Cookbook, discard a Silver Smoke Ghoul, and make a food token. He's going to then crack the food token, and then he gets to bring back the Silver Smoke Ghoul at the end step, which is pretty sweet. That was definitely the first interaction I saw him do in the deck, and I was like, hey, it's kind of cool. I like this a lot. I adore Silver Smoke Ghoul from my time playing Dredge. It's a good old 3/1, you know? It comes back from the graveyard for free. I'm about that. Alright, Zach's hand looking interesting. We have another Swift Spear. We have a Boros Charm. And it looked like 2 lands, but I'm not sure. It's interesting, just attacking it at the Swiss space. They could have Boros charmed the ghoul. Or Boros charmed Harley, hit him for 4, and then got 4 more damage in with the Swift, or not, well, 2 more damage collectively from the Swiss Spears. Yeah. He's also probably trying to figure out what Harley's like doing, so maybe there's like a combo piece he's saving it for. I was just gonna crack into the Silver Smoke Ghoul, hit him for 3. This deck is cool, man. I know Aspiring Spike played Rakdos Vampires very briefly when the set came out. I don't know if he ever decided if it was meta worthy or not. Alright, we're gonna discard a Bloodghast, make another food token, put a land into play, get a Bloodghast out. I have to imagine that when you're playing Burn, you don't like when your opponent routinely creates an artifact that says gain 3 life. Alright, and this is Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. I know it's the M21. That's 2 upticks and a downtick. I don't know if Imperious Bloodlord is the correct one. Yeah, it's Imperious Bloodlord. So he can uptick, target creature you control gains Death Touch and lifelink until end of turn. If it's a vampire, put a 1/1 counter on it. Or he may sacrifice a vampire. When you do, Sorin deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. So, Harley upticked. We just have to see which one he did. Now, he does have a pretty cute interaction where he could sack the Silver Smoke Ghoul here to Sorin's effect, gain 3 life, and then Silver Smoke Ghoul will then come back because he gained 3 life during the turn. I can't tell what that is. That's not a skull crack, is it?
Yeah, I'm at 11.
Yeah, that looks like it's a skull crack.
I will sacrifice Bloodcast and 1 free.
So he opts to sack the Bloodghast here. That way he can just bring it back to the fetch land too, which is nice. It's a cool interaction. Like, he doesn't lose any value out of it. I like how Zach draws return. It's very clean. Like, you know what card. You know, there's no chance of him just, like, doing anything shady. It's a nice look.
I'm gonna look around. They're only at your swamp.
Just the one swamp though. None of the other lands either.
You know, Zach still has that Boros charm. I don't know. What he can do here, because Harley's going to keep getting life every turn. He's going to buy Luris. Just passes the turn. We're going to get fetch. The Bloodghast is going to come back. Another one of my favorite burn creatures. Or dredge creatures. Bloodghast is the boy. This deck is also pretty, like, cost effective too. For, like, modern deck terms, right? Like, most of the stuff is from the new set, it seems like. All you have to do is pick up the land base, and then the only other expensive card, to my knowledge, is the Sorin. He's like $25 right now. Then like, he might tick back down once the vampire hype dwindles a bit, but it is what it is. So we're gonna see an uptick here. I was gonna say, I imagine he just gives lifelink and Dutch Touch to one of the guys. So now Bloodghast is a 3/2, and he's gonna come in for 6 damage here. Alright, Zach is going to take the damage. Harley's going to go 13. Zach is going to go to 6. 7. Math is difficult.
Sack the ghoul to himself, draw a card.
Alright. Harley's gonna sack the Silver Smoke Wolf effect to himself. Dropping another one off the cookbook. Oh, that's nice. Because now he can just sack the food and get 2 bodies for it. I don't think Ghoul can block, so it doesn't really matter. Not that he's in a position where he could potentially die. He's gonna get a 16. Oh, he gained 3 life anyways because the Bloodghast. And if he needs to, he can sack a food during his opponent's turn. That's pretty sick. I like that a lot. It's cool seeing Rakdos decks that don't have Dragon's Rage Channeler in it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Dragon's Rage Channeler. I think the card is absurdly good. And a lot of fun to play with. But it's always one of those things that, like, you see it so often. I mean, it just won Vegas, Rakdos aggro. Alright, we're going to see Laris cast, and we're going to see a Monster Sphere cast from the graveyard. Laris is a Dream Den is such a good card, man. I feel like eventually the companion mechanic needs to be revisited again. Not like making more cards for them, but like looking back at it and seeing if it can be fixed a bit more. Alright, this is going to pass. Harley's going to untap with a pretty decent board. Like, he's only got 3 creatures, but he's got the artifacts, he has the Planeswalker. Like, he's got an engine going.
+1 second ability.
I'm getting... Alright, thanks, Sounder, whatever that is. Alright, already sacked off one of the Silver Smoke Ghouls to the Sorin effect. To deal 3 damage to Zach, he's going to cast another Sorin. Yep, and that's the game. Harley takes game 1 pretty, I won't say pretty easily. I mean, Zach definitely put up a fight there, but Harley was able to just kind of get the ball rolling and just, you know, spiraled out of control. Be right back for game 2. And we're back with our second game of the match. Zach is going to lead us off here. Harley's just finishing his mulligan. We got an Inspiring Vantage. Do we have the Swift Spear? No, we have the... Oh, no, it's a Suspend one. I don't play enough Burn. What the heck is the name of that card? It's literally just Lightning Bolt, but it's suspended. Harley Blackleaf Cliffs into an Underworld Cookbook. Yep, shoots him for 3. Camera bugged out there for a second. That was interesting. Alright, Sunbaked Canopy. And a Roiling Vortex. This is a cool one. It sees some play in Legacy too. At beginning of each player's upkeep, it does 1 damage to them. Zach can tap a red, and Harley can't gain life during the turn after he, you know, pays the red mana. And then if... I don't know if it's either player, or if it's just the opponent casts a spell for free, they take damage equal to that card's CMC. So what you'll see is a lot of, like... Not a lot of decks, but burn decks specifically in Legacy, or Mono Red in general, will play the card to deal with Force of Will. When a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast a spell, Rolling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player. Okay. So, if you Force of Will, Force of Negation, you just get shot for 5 to do so. Well, for Force of Will, you take 6 because you pay 1. Alright, Harley's just going to discard a card, make a food, sack the food, gain some life back up. We're going to have a lot of upkeep triggers if Roiling Vortex is doing damage to people, so... Dude, what is the name? That's going to bother me. Is it Rift Bolt? Rift Bolt. That's the suspend one. Okay, cool. That was going to bother me for probably the next couple hours if I couldn't think of the damn card. And Zach just plays a land and passes for turn 3. He could have bought Luris. Maybe he has interaction.
Activate, discarding a Ghoul.
Alright, discards the Silver Smoke Ghoul. Makes a food. I mean, he could always just tap a red in response to the Vortex here. Or tap a red for the Vortex here. If Harley tries to gain life and bring back the Ghoul, but... There's an Asmarano Martin testing Coldakar.
Sorry, I was just realizing I missed it.
Can't pronounce it, but I get better every couple months. I figure out a new syllable, you know. So Asmore's gonna go and get a cookbook from the deck. Not playing retro frame cookbooks. The Madman. Or retro framed Asmores. The absolute lunacy of this man. There's just a high chance he just either doesn't have them or he just prefers the new frame. No judgment here. Well, some judgment, but alright, he's gonna play out the red guy. He's gonna ping a damage, make a blood token. I'm sure I can find it real quick on TCG Player, so that way I know what the actual name of the card is, because I am kind of curious. But in case you didn't know, there are a lot of vampire cards in the set. See, this one I feel like could be a common. I wonder if you play Cemetery Gatekeeper. I like that card a lot. Might be a little too slow, but I don't know. It's such a cool card. Voldaren Epicure. Epicure? Yeah. Enters the battlefield, does 1 damage to each opponent, create a blood token. 1 mana, 1/1. Not bad. Not terrible value. I mean, 1 damage, ping your opponent, and then you get a body out of it, and then a discard outlet. It's kind of cute. I wonder if there's a combo with like making a bunch of blood tokens in the deck. Be interesting to pick Harley's brain and find out exactly what his rationale is for playing certain vampires. There's no way. What typing is Asmoran? Honestly, there's no way she's a vampire, right? Like Bloodghast and Ghoul are both vampires. No, she's a human wizard. Okay, I was like, I feel like she's a human. Not that I guess. Yeah. Alright. Zach is gonna bolt the Asmore. Which makes sense. Asmore is not a card that you can just kind of let sit around doing nothing until it does something. Having the ability to pop 2 foods to deal 6 damage to a creature is absurdly good. Especially when you have double cookbook on the board. Now, I don't think Harley's playing Opal Chase Daredevil, because I feel like that would be a weird include in this deck. Alright, he's going to attempt to gain 3 life. Zach is going to take a damage for the Sunbait Canopy, and then activate the Roiling Vortex. Which I don't know if they noticed. Oh, there it is. Okay. Right, he's going to play another Epicure to deal damage. How did you pronounce that? Epicure? Nah, it has to be Epicure. Roiling Vortex, pinging him for 1 damage. I think Zach just hasn't been able to draw anything. He hasn't drawn a creature yet. Oh, there's a Goblin Guide. Attacking in, revealing an Urza Saga. Not a land you want to just give your opponent for free. Alright, it takes 2, goes to 16. I feel like I was surprised when I saw Saga in this deck. Like, initially. It makes sense, right? Because you play so many 1-mana artifacts. But I don't know how well it exactly meshes with the deck. It does give you sideboard stuff. Like, makes finding your one-of sideboard cards a lot easier. If you want to like deal with graveyard stuff, you can play with Relic or Tormod and Script. Alright, are we tapping 2 mana? What are we tapping 2 mana for? If he has the Sorin, I think he just runs the Sorin out here. He doesn't really lose any value from the Saga right now. Because, you know, it's on 1. Yep, there is the Imperious Bloodlord. Into uptick and target him. Okay. We give it. 1/1 counter, and then Death Touch on lifelink. It'd be interesting to see if Zach triggers the Vortex here. He's going to take 3, go to 10. Harley's going to go to 17. And just passes. I think it's weird that if Zach had the mana to do, like, didn't have any interaction, he probably should just triggered the Vortex. Alright, here's a Swift Spear. He has a Path to Exile in his hand and at least 1 land. It looks like he might have a red spell, but I can't tell what it is. His palm is covering it. Red attack for 3. It looks like 2's going at Soren, 1's going at Harley. The guide revealing a Blackleaf Cliffs. The fast lands are all really good in Modern, man. I still need to finish my set of Blackleaf Cliffs. Especially because like that Rakdos deck, it's something that's really fun. I do like to play it. I guess a blood tag can get sacrificed. That way he gets to discard the Blackleaf Cliffs he drew and draw another card. Draw for turn. Trigger the Saga.
Plus, first ability target deck. Combat.
Alright, let's see another uptick. And this time he's going to attack him for 4. Okay, we're going to see the path come down on one of the Epicures. Which is interesting. Harley gets the tutor out of basic. And smack it down into play, grabbing a mountain. Makes sense, he has a herb work, so. I was going to play at a Pirate Spellbomb here. That is the one where you can sack it, deal 2 damage to any target. That's a pretty cool thing you can grab off of Urza Saga. I like that. I think it means Harley 2, 3. Yeah, I mean Harley has lethal on board next turn. If Zach doesn't leave up a blocker. Because Harley can attack in for 2. And then if that connects, he can then use Soren ability, pop it, shoot him for 3, and then pop the spell bomb to deal 2 more damage. Is a spear in the hand? No, that's a skull crack, I think. Gonna buy Luris. And just passes. Alright, so leaving it blockers. You can see the construct come out. It is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5? Yeah. Does Harley make a second constructed response? Probably, right? makes the second construct.
Look for my thing.
Now, if he plays another spell bomb, I think he just kills him on the spot. Ooh, gets a Shadow Spear. Okay. I like that. Shadow Spear, I think I talked about it last week, dude. Shadow Spear is such a good card. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite tutors off of Saga. I was playing my friend's affinity list, just for fun the other day, and grabbing that in that deck and putting it on a construct feels so good. Putting it on a construct in general, especially if you play a lot of artifacts in your deck, so strong. So he's gonna have the mana to equip the Shadow Spear to something, and then still be able to pop the Pirate Spellbomb if he has to. I think we're gonna see the end of the game on this turn. Alright. The spear's gonna go on the construct. I'm going to uptick Soren. I imagine we're doing the one where he sacrifices and deals 3 damage to a target. I'm gonna pay the red. Now Harley can decline here if he wants to, and I think that's what he's gonna do. If I remember correctly. Since Soren says you may sacrifice.
Decline. Combat.
Yeah, so he chooses not to. Yeah, attacks in. We have a really big construct, and then a 2/2. He can make 2 more food tokens with the cookbooks right there to make it twice as big. Not twice as big, but 2 times bigger. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. We got an 8, 8, 9, 9 because of the spear.
8, 9, 9.
I think they're just doing the math, but I think he gets there. He has to get there because he has the spell bomb. Yep, and that's gonna be game 2. Zach's just getting a little read to Soren real quick. All right, folks. Thank you for watching. We have Harley going 2-0 over Zach Rothweiler. Rakdos Vampires beating Boros Burn. Stay tuned for more content. Thank you.